Morning students, today we will start a new chapter from one end to the other. This is the 13th number chapter of your SST book. The page number is 86. So let's start. Roadways. During the Industrial Revolution, John McAdam designed the first modern highway using expensive paving materials. He made roads a few feet higher than the surroundings area to allow water to drain away from the surface. So the first modern road was made by John McAdams during the Industrial Revolution. The specialty of this road is these roads are made by some inexpensive materials like soil and stone, and these are few meters higher from the normal ground, so the water can drain out from the road. In India, the Grand Trunk Road was built by Sher Shah Suri in 16th century. It extended from Kolkata in India to Peshawar in Pakistan. The Grand Trunk Road was built many more years ago than the modern road made by John McAdams, and it was made in 16th century, and for many years this was the largest road of India. The name of the road is Grand Trunk Road. It is extend from to Kolkata in India from Pakistan, Peshawar. It was major trade route in this region. Road connecting cities with the countries are known as national highways and expressways. So the roads those are connected within the countries, city to city, is called as highway or expressway. These are broad paved roads which have several lanes for moving. India is connected by roads to its neighboring countries Nepal, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan and Myanmar. So India is connected with roads in Nepal, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan, Myanmar. Road connecting one country to another country are called international highways. You will see that all countries in Europe are connected to each other by a network of roads. The roads which are connected one country to another country is called as international highways, and in Europe you can see that all of the countries are connected by road. India is connected to China by the Hindustan-Tibet road. At present, the network of the road in India is among the largest in the world, with a total distance of more than 35 kilometers. NH7 is the longest highway in India and stretches from Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu to Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. So the largest highway of India is NH7. This is extended from Kanyakumari to Varanasi. A lot of traffic on road leads to pollution with lot of cars emitting significant amount of smoke. So as there are much more road, there will be more traffic and cars, and these cars will emit more smoke, and that will pollute our air. A number of road accidents has increased lot of late as well. This is the reason why so many countries around the world have strict rules to controlling pollution and making driving safer. So as the more or vehicle will move in the road, there will be a chance for more accident. So every country makes many rules for safe driving and the pollution. Railways. Preeti and her classmate were on a educational tour from Mumbai to Puducherry. Where is Puducherry? Puducherry is in southern India. They all gathered in the morning at the New Delhi railway station. They were accompanied by 6 teachers. While waiting at the railway platform, they heard that announcement Tamil Nadu Express was running late by 10 minutes. So Preeti and her classmates were going Puducherry for a educational tour, and they were waiting in New Delhi station for the train. At that time, they heard that Tamil Nadu Express was running by 10 minutes late. A number of superfast trains were arriving on various platforms. There was Shatabdi Express, Kerala Express, Karnataka Express, Rajdhani Express, and many more. So these are the various name of various trains, and the destination of these trains are different. Like Shatabdi is going from Delhi to Kolkata, Kerala Express going from Delhi to Kerala, Rajdhani Express going from Delhi to Assam, like that. These trains travels much faster than normal passenger trains. So express trains are much faster than normal passenger trains. They have air conditioned compartment as well for the convenience of the travelers. The railways are called the lifeline of our country. The railways are called the lifeline of our country because in our country we travel the long distance route by train, and the passenger train also carries most of the population one place to another place in daily basis. We are amazed to see the numbers of people traveling by passenger trains. These trains had brake vans to carry bulky goods. Cargo trains carry grains, arms, ammunition, and natural resources from one region to another region. So there are various type of trains like passenger trains, express trains. These are generally carry people, though passenger train also carries some amount of goods, but mostly the people. But there are also cargo trains which carry grains, arms, natural resources, etc. These trains connected all the major cities and towns in our country. The British introduced the railway in India in 1853 between Bombay to Thane. So the first railway were introduced in India 1853 by British. The first railway line were from Bombay to Thane. Modern railway were started in England in 1820s early. The train had steam engines, but now they are run on diesel or electricity. So the modern railway were started in England in 1820, where the industrial revolution are going on, but now and the engine that time are going by steams, but nowadays the diesel or electricity runs the engine. Industrialization and urbanization has led to progress. Cities like Mumbai have networks of local trains. The metro system has helped millions of people, Kolkata and Delhi, to communicate easily. In Kolkata, you will also see trams. So, as urbanization led in progress, the traffic jam in the road is increasing. So, at this situation, network of local train and metros are very helpful for going to one place to another place, and by metro you can go one place to another place much faster time. The Indian railway system is divided into several zones, which are further divided into divisions. Each zone is headed by general manager who reports the railway boards. So as railways network of our country is very large or big system, that's why Indian railway system divided into several zones. Zones are also further divided into divisions. Each zone has a head by general manager who report the problem or the development of that railway staff or railways income or the development of railways to the railway board. So today we learn about railways and roadways. I hope you understand what I taught you today. Read it. We will start waterway from tomorrow. Thank you.